doesn't just pick destinations, he curates transformative journeys for groups craving connection, culture, and adventure. Today we sit down with a world-traveling trip architect, Earl McPhee, who's turning wanderlust into shared experiences on the trail and across continents. Let's explore where's trending and where you should be heading this summer. Welcome to What's Trending, Earl.
Thank you so much.
So it's summertime, and I'm sure the summer group chats are going about where are we going this summer. Talk to me about the trending destinations this year.
Well, particularly for Bahamians, there's a great demand for Dubai.
Yes.
Everybody seems to be attracted to this destination. And one of the reasons is the fact that it has a lot of activities, very interesting activities. It's very safe, particularly women prefer a destination. One of the first criteria is the destination safe.
Right.
So those two facts is very important for travel, and Dubai has it all.
Yeah.
Good shopping,
yes,
great food, and a lot of attractions.
And I know you and I were talking off camera about some of our similar travel experiences, and
yes,
Dubai is one of them, and it is top of the list for me in terms of places to go. When you talk about the safety, even for solo travelers,
exactly,
it's worth mentioning that, yes, Dubai is a pretty safe place. You know, you feel comfortable there. So talk to me about your travel company, Let's Go Travel. What made you start it? And tell me all about who's involved and where do you go?
Okay. Firstly, I was a director at the Ministry of Tourism, and my responsibility was to be the key persons for all of the organizations that the Ministry of Tourism was affiliated with. So a lot of the conferences I had to represent the Bahamas. And I retired 3 years ago, so I just moved into starting my own business. And one of the things I always say, it's let's go travel.
Let's go.
Let's see the world.
Yes.
My company opened the windows of the world to you. So in terms of cuisines, in terms of sightseeing, what we do is we encompass the entire experience. All I ask of my clients is to get your suitcase. Once you get a package deal with Let's Go Travel, air is included, accommodation, sightseeing tours, everything is included. So all you need to do is get your suitcase, get to the aircraft, and
let's go.
Yes, and let's go travel.
So you talk about travel to Dubai. What about places in Africa and Asia? Where are you seeing people going this year?
Well, what I find is, particularly for mature audience and mature travelers, people want to go to Africa, for example.
Yes.
I know a number of persons going to Ghana, trying to identify to see if...
Go back home, they say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I've done a number of tours. In fact, next month, I have a group going to Kenya, Tanzania, and Zanzibar. Now, why next month? A lot of people have heard about the Great Migration.
Yes, the safaris, and you get to see the zebras.
It's an amazing experience to see all of the animals in unison, moving in one direction.
Yes.
You have the zebras, you have the wildebeest. It's an amazing experience. I was there with a group in 2023, and I got so much requests for another one, so I'm doing it next month.
Yeah, nice.
Yes.
I did Kenya in 2024, January, with my family, and it was one of the most amazing experiences. My daughter, who's 5 now, she was 3 at the time. She still talks about that trip to this day. It was so great. Now, we didn't see the Great Migration, but we did go to a couple of safaris. We saw Mount Kilimanjaro, and so it was such a beautiful time. Yeah, so I'm so happy to see that Bahamians are spreading their wings, literally and figuratively, right? And like going to places where they never probably wanted to go, because, you know, some people say the flights are too long. I ain't trying to be on no plane that long.
It's all a part of the experience.
Exactly.
Have you tried Southern Africa?
No, not as yet. I've done mostly West, and I did Ghana in 2019,
Okay.
but I want to go down to the South.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm doing one next year, October, South Africa, Zimbabwe,
Okay.
and Botswana.
Nice. Sounds like something I need to be a part of. But talk to me a little bit about group travel, because a lot of people don't like to go with a big group. You know, when you think about going with people who you may not know, people who you may not have met before, like what's the #1 rule for traveling with a big group?
Well, first of all, with my group, I don't like more than 15, 20 the max.
Okay.
Because you want that personal, I want to deal with one-on-one with all of my clients.
Yes.
And satisfy their needs. So you have to, I find out, in fact, that persons who first experience going in a group, persons who they are not aware of or they don't know, in the completion, when they're finished with it, they become a family.
Best friends,
Best
right?
of friends.
Yeah.
I usually develop a group chat. And even after the trip is completed, people still communicate with each other
nice.
in a group chat. So it is, you take a chance, and most of the persons who come, they might come with a friend. And so they have that friend, and then they meet others, and everybody come together and really become almost like a family.
Yeah. So what group trip are you most proud of? And what was the specific moment from it that inspires you to this day?
There's so many. I just came back from a Rhine River cruise where we flew out of Miami into Amsterdam and then went on the cruise ship. We went to France, Germany, and ended up in Basel, Switzerland. That group, I think, connected so quickly. Everybody looked out for each other.
Yeah.
I had an opportunity to invite my brother, who lives in California, and he's never been to Europe before.
Wow.
I normally don't stay with, in my accommodation, that is. I normally don't have a roommate, but I had a roommate with him.
Nice.
And it was quite an experience. That was completely different. He moved to California 40 years ago.
Wow.
And so I didn't have that opportunity to really roam. It reminded me of when we were much younger. So that was a special experience for me.
So talk to me about the top 3 characters you see on all of your group trips. You know, sometimes you have the planner, you have the person who's overly prepared, then you have that person who is just laid back. They don't really want to do the group itinerary. They want to stay and lounge by the spa. And then you may have somebody who's like more adventure driven, like the 3 people you see on every single group trip.
Well, I see the adventurous person. In fact, I have a gentleman who is 80 and he's been on about 4 of my trips. And as soon as he arrived at the hotel, he's the first one to leave and go out. He's exploring. I also find quite a bit of the person who sometimes we have to continue. We have, like, for example, we would have a tour for 9 in the morning. And I would tell everybody 8:45 in the lobby. There are that one person who we always have to wait 10 past 9, 15 past 9.
You know, you're still dealing with Bahamians, eh?
Even though we have a chat group and we would say, and we double check, they would still, you would always find that one person
just always late.
Always late.
Yes.
I had an experience with a young lady. I hope she's watching. She did it twice. And so it's very unfair for the group where everybody's there on time.
Now you gotta wait on this one person.
So what I've now find, what I normally do now, I give them 2 opportunities. The person, one person, 2 opportunities. The third time, which I did, I told the guide and the bus driver, please, let's go.
Oh boy, let's go travel, really, let's go.
And that person, we had a 2-week tour. That person was, after that experience,
never again, right?
Never again.
Thank you so much, Earl. Well, this summer is your chance to explore hidden gems and craft meaningful experiences. Earl, thank you so much for joining us. And be sure to check out Earl's page if you want to join that trip. Well, coming up after a news segment called Economics. Stay tuned to hear more details.